Well, we're ready to start. This is speaking test of International English Language Testing System. And there are three parts in our speaking test, part 1, part 3. Let's begin with part 1.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your full name?
So it's Sardor Masharipov.
Masharipov.
Yeah.
In this part, I will ask some general questions about yourself. Okay, let's start. Do you work or are you a student?
Well, actually, I'm a student. I'm currently studying at my second year in my university, and my major is economics. And yeah, I have 2 more years to do.
Well, is there anything you dislike about your studies?
Well, yeah, there are lots of things I dislike about my study. One thing comes to my mind is our teachers, because there are relevant teachers, and I mean they aren't punctual enough. And the second thing is just our subjects; they are some kind of irrelevant. Yeah.
Okay. What was your dream job when you were young?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to be a football player, professional football player. And if I'm not mistaken, my grandfather influenced me to choose that major. But, our country hasn't any kind of opportunity to being a football player. Because of this, I avoided my dream job.
Okay. Well, let's talk about colors. And what's the color you dislike?
Well, it's a black one, because our culture black means unhappiness, and our just in most cases I avoid wearing any kind of clothes with black color. And in our culture, just black cats, if black cats cross your road, it means unhappiness for you. Because of this, I don't like it.
Okay, have you ever bought something because of its color?
Yeah, it's a common occurrence for me to buy something because of its color. So whenever I have opportunity to buy clothes, I first look at its color, because our summer seasons are really hot, and because of this, our Uzbek people tend to buy white clothes, and I'm a kind of person.
Okay. And what color you like?
Well, I'm into bright colors, just like blue and white, because they personify the birth of a person.
Okay, let's talk about borrowing and lending things. Have you ever borrowed something from others?
Yeah, in most cases I borrow things from my parents, and here I just talk about money, and when I'm a student and I'm lack of money these days, and yeah, whenever I have opportunity I borrow money from my parents.
Yeah, okay. Well, next one. How do you feel when someone, doesn't return the same that, that he or she borrowed from you?
Yeah, I feel disappointed. Because if one person gives a word, just that person does that task. And whenever I have this situation, I can lose the relationship, because of its words. Yeah.
Okay. And do you lend some things to others?
To others?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, I lend money, but it's a shame for me to say that, but this is I'm lack of money, and I don't have any opportunity to lend money, but in most cases, yeah, I lend money from my parents.
Okay. Well, that's enough speaking part one. Let's move into speaking part 2 and you are given a cue card. Okay, that's a cue card for you. Part 2, describe an important decision that you once made. Okay, here's a piece of paper for you to take some notes. Okay, I will give you 1 minute for preparation. And you can take some notes. Time is running. Time is over. Please stop writing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start.
So here I'm gonna talk about an important decision that I once made. So actually it was purchasing a new phone, and at the time is as vivid as it was yesterday, because at the time, the first time I bought a new phone for me. Yeah, and actually it was online purchasing, and the first it recommended me as a high technology, and it, according to advertisement, it had long-lasting battery and high-resolution camera. But then when I purchased it, it turned out to be a nightmare. Yeah. Then when I unpackaged the phone, it had a crash on its screen, and it hadn't a thing I expected, and it feels like it was a second-hand item. Yeah. Then I just make a phone. I just made a phone to the person who sold the phone, and then he immediately exchanged my purchase. I mean, he gave my money. And at the time, it was an important decision for me, because since then I hadn't did any kind of decisions. Yeah, and yeah, at was time, as I mentioned, the first, I was delighted. I was over the moon, because as I mentioned, it was the first time I bought some kind of new phone. But then, I didn't satisfy my purchase. Yeah, this is an important decision that I once made.
Okay, well, time is over as well. Well, that's enough speaking part 2. Can you give me back the piece of paper?
Yeah, sure.
Topic. Okay, thank you. Well, that's end of speaking market English. Thanks for attending. Now let's turn to feedback section.
Okay.
Well, do you use a lot of advanced words in part 1, like in my second year, my major? Yeah, that's good word. One thing comes into my mind, and use this one. I guess irrelevant teachers, and instead of this, you could use other words like some teachers are not knowledgeable. This makes me crazy, because even though they don't have enough knowledge, they are teaching us to be perfect, to be professional. It's unimaginable. Like you can see this one, colors. Yeah, you're talking about colors, really cool. And you said black means unhappiness. Yeah, that's good reason. Personify and borrowing. But when it came to speaking about borrowing topic, you made a mistake. Like I gave a question like, do you lend money to others? But you talked about the borrowing stuff from your parents, and something like that. That's mistake. Lose a relationship, and yeah, that the good one. And I felt disappointed. Yeah, that's also good reason. And also, have I gave this question like, have I ever borrowed something from others? You need to describe this one in the present perfect tense or past simple. It would be good, the
Yeah.
answer. And when it comes speaking about part two, not purchase, it's a pronunciation mistake. Recommend, it's also another pronunciation mistake. Recommend.
Oh, recommend, yeah.
Yeah, nightmare. Yeah, turned out to be nightmare. Yeah, that's cool phrase here. Idiom like second hand. It's also good idiom. And you use this one. You made a mistake in terms of grammar. You said, and who sold this product? Who sold this product?
Yeah.
And hadn't did. You said this one. It's also grammar mistake. I hadn't did decision like this since then. But you say this one since then. I
Yeah.
haven't made, the worst decision or bad decision since then.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
a grammar mistake.
Trust me.
Well, now let's turn to the overall band score, fluency, coherence. Yeah, I really liked your fluency and coherence. It's about the 7.5 like, and lax quizzes is about 7. Grammatical range and accuracy, but there are some grammar mistakes that can reduce your band score. It's kind of lower because you made some mistakes, especially in terms of present perfect. Yeah, it could be 6.5, and the last one is pronunciation. You have got some pronunciation mistakes, but there are a few mistakes that you can avoid, I guess. This one about 6.57. I'm gonna give 7. In that case, your overall band score is 7. Yeah. Okay.
So, thanks for giving advice and feedback also.
Thanks for attending you all. Have a good day.